I'm gonna make a quick response to Kanun about her short piece on CERN and Cernunos because I mean, while you hit a lot of points, but as far as like the science, I guess, of CERN, which of course they're not actually telling us the truth, you have to dig into. You got to dig a bit deeper into mythology, I guess you could say, but you also have to dig into like you have to coalesce. You got to combine all of these things because that's the only way it can make sense. The only way to make sense is if you gather up if you understand the sciences not just from an external standpoint, where it's like, oh well, I found the books and I studied and I know the little buzzwords, but then there's also, well, how does it affect me? Like how can I use it? Like how do I apply this knowledge, which then is power, right? So if you've heard the phrase "as above, so below," right? You know that it means that that which is above is a reflection of that which is below, and vice versa. But what people don't tell you is that uh, it's it's not like, oh well, yeah, everything down here looks like the what's happening in the sky. Whatever's happening down here is happening up there. That's not exactly what it means. What it means is that that every structure or every layer of the structure and the whole entire structure itself follows a specific pattern. Okay, so here we go. I was about to actually use this. I was about to use Let me show you this. I was going to use this for my next video because this is something I've been meaning to break down for people. I've done it before, but not online. I just talk to people in person. So I'm going to explain that to you in a second. So what do you get when two forces collide, right? What do you get, right? Right? You already know about the Freemasons G. You already know about the Star of David, or whichever version of the word you want to call it. That star is literally showing us what's in all the Freemason tracing boards and all the mystery traditions around the world. These supposedly two forces, where it's really just one force compressing on itself and expanding from itself. Okay, like how they talk about the inhale and exhale. But this crashing thing that happens creates like a ripple effect, and I don't want to go too far ahead. But I'll start with this, right? So this is what the video is going to be about. The other video is going to be on how they rebrand to continue experimentation on people and why they're so skilled at surgeries. But I'm going to kind of explain CERN using partly using biology to a degree, because I have another clip. I'm going to show you what happens when these two forces combine and how it creates a perfect sphere that compresses, boop, and then expands, and then compresses and expands. Boop, boop, boop. So, what is this contraction and expanding, right? What does that in your body? You know what I'm saying? It's your heart. Okay. So imagine if they were to crash these protons together, right? If that's what they're crashing together, essentially what they're crashing together is plasma. Okay, and you know that because plasma can be guided by electromagnetic fields. So you could put a beam of you could put plasma or a noble gas or something like that, or whatever you want to call it, in uh, an electromagnetic course and send it along or make it do whatever you want it to do. But what's the significance of the crash, the krish, the krish? It's the same exact thing that happens in the conception of a child. And this is what they try to show you in these music videos. But a lot of people, they're so churchified, they don't even realize that the religion that they have, or the text that they borrow from, that they derive from, the mysteries that they derive from, is saying the exact same thing. So they fear the crash, but uh, they love the Christ. You get what I'm saying? Or the Krishna, the Krish. So so okay, sex is broken down, or sorry, not broken down. Let me say it. Let me say it. It's referenced to as triple X or XXX, right? You know that you have two X genes. You have the seven chakras. You have symbols like the caduceus, you have the hourglass, you have, you know, this is what happens. Okay, hold it up like this. It's smarter. Okay, you see this woman man thing, or this William and Mary, or how would you call it? All different names in the shows where it's like there's a male antagonist and there's a female protagonist, or a female antagonist, male protagonist, and it's this MW game, going on. And then of course, if you take the M and the W, bang, boom. This is why they decided to do the men and women thing in the first place. But then, of course, if you look at this, right, this is actually two X's side by side. So the male and the female is X. What's going on with that? Of course it is. So when you get XXX, right? First off, when you say XXX, it automatically turns into this. So when these two genetic, let me show you this first. When these X's are combined, okay. First off, you're going to see, I'm showing here, this is it generating the torus fields. Okay, so you can see it right, I think there. I'm going to have to reverse this. You see that right there. I wrote it down. Okay, the Torah. Torah, you know what I'm saying? Torah. You get what I'm saying? The wheel that turns and spells itself. The wheel within the wheel and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, I put Madam Web here because, of course, that's what really, essentially, we're dealing with, okay? Existence itself, or the physical itself, we're tied up in this knot, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are lost on it, and the message seems to be constantly like looped around and around and around, and nobody actually gets where the message came from and why it started. And the truth is, it came from people who have the power of this. And it's not a government. It's the power that you have inside of you. It's the power that you have to dream. It's the power that you have to enter other realities. It's the evidence that you have and can control multiple bodies. How could you say that it's not? When you imagine things in your head, are you imagining them from a point of view from your eyes, or is it within your mind? Now you can imagine from the perspective of someone looking through their eyes while you're looking at or visualizing inside your mind, but it's not as strong as when you are dreaming or when you have an out of body experience, which is much clearer. Okay. Now these are your natural abilities. Uh, you have this electromagnetism in your body. Okay. So this is why the chakra system was reduced down to, wrong way, to 7. So if you look at this, okay, I took the same shape. I took this shape, and then I completed it by completing the circles here. I didn't draw the gates, the openings here at the ends, but that's what they are. Just imagine that it's a torus field. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you later. It's going to stop soon. So now, when you combine those, there's an opening, a crossing, an opening, a crossing, an opening, a crossing, and an opening. That's 7 chakras. These are the serpents of the caduceus. You see? You see? You see what I'm saying? Do you get it? This is the crown. This is the root.